Today is Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. I'm your host, RJ Corwin, and this is Hacking with RJ. Yesterday, quite a day, we pushed our first trained, well, we trained models on other days, but we pushed successfully our first instance of a model to Hugging Face. We have model files, and today we're gonna work on this to-do of pull the trained radiology model, not yet our fish model, and use it locally. Let's just mark off that we streamed. Oh, we hit 15. You know what that means. You probably don't, but I do. That means we can buy this hat for our little baby. It's a leather helm. That's a proper that's an appropriate name for a baby hat. It's a helm. It's not a helmet. It's a cute little helm. Oh, it gives me 3 strength. The baby needs strength. And now we have 0.01. And baby has helm. There you go, baby. Alright. Let's get this started. I did very little research beforehand and saw that there was an article about using Llama, the handy dandy utility for pulling models and running them quickly, command line utility, called Llama, pulling a model from Hugging Face. So you're usually pulling it from, I guess Llama has their own model hosting, and this is pulling from a different location. Requires specific formats. This says use Llama with any GGUF model. Let's make this a bit bigger. Boom. Read this a little bit so we understand what this... Oh, I'm not sharing screen. Share desktop. Oh, you missed the baby. Baby got helmet. Sorry about that. All right. And we're looking at this article. Use Llama with any GGUF model on the Hugging Face Hub. So question is, what is GGUF? I bet our model is not that. We look at our files here. They are safe tensor files. Is there a mention of GGUF? I bet not in here. Oh, interesting. There's like specific GGUF builds. Unsloth 5.4 GGUF. I wonder if we're gonna have to go back to our use Unsloth to turn this into a GGUF format. We'll find out. But if we look at this, the files on this, yeah. So we've got GGUF files. I also did a quick question. It's like, what is GGUF model? A GGUF, a GUF. I'm just gonna say GUF. A GUF model refers to machine learning model stored in the GPT generated unified format. a binary file format specifically designed for fast loading and efficient inference of large language models. That's consumer-grade hardware. I'm a consumer, allowing users to run complex AI models on personal computers with limited resources. All right. Yeah, I mean, that sounds good. So imagine we had this SGGUF. On Hugging Face directly with Llama without creating a new model file. Without creating a new model file? So, you mean I could just create a new model file and it could work? Oh, model file. It doesn't... Model file is in backticks here. That is just a file they're referring to then. Can I just create a new file? Hey, can I just create a model file? Let's see. Let's open this unsloth 5.4 guff. All right, model file is not a file. I think it's referring to just maybe files. There are 45,000 public guff checkpoints on the hub. Cool. Yeah, so it's pretty clear that mine is not guff. So I wonder if what inference frameworks, if any inference framework can run this this thing that we generated on a separate Linux box. If I didn't want, because we don't have to go the Llama route. So we were, for example, doing inference using unsloth library on that Linux box. So unsloth can run this, but I don't think unsloth will run happy on macOS. Maybe I know the training part won't. But will the inference part? Can use unsloth on Mac OS for inference to actually run the model. Oh, you can use it for inference on Mac OS. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so what other options are there for running inference? How to run a model with tensor files on Mac OS. I don't know if that really is going to matter from Hugging Face. To run a Hugging Face model with tensor files on macOS, you need to install the transformer library using pip. Yeah. Run all these jams that, yeah, what's like a good vanilla example? Is the Transformers package in pip specific to Hugging Face? From transformers, import auto model and auto tokenizer. Specify the model name. Load model and tokenizer. Prepare your tensor data. Load tensor files using appropriate libraries to load tensor files. Example, NumPy load for NumPy arrays. Format data. Ensure your tensor data is the expected input format for the model. Yeah, I have a feeling... Oh. Thanks for the example. Load model and tokenizer. Can I write and scroll at the same... No. Okay. Load model and tokenizer. Wait, hold on. So import torch and auto model and auto tokenizer from transformers. Load a model and tokenizer. Model, just give a name. Model from the model name. I wonder how it knows. I have to look at auto models from pre-trained, but I wonder how it knows like what the path is. It maybe expects something. Prepare your tensor data. This is an example sentence. Encoded input. Return tensors PT encoded input. I'm not sure if I was asking the right question. We just send encoded input to model and we get output, according to Google's AI. Important considerations. If you have a compatible GPU, you can leverage it for faster inference by setting the device parameter to torch device CUDA when loading the model. Yeah, I wonder if that's where some of the magic from Llama comes, is they've figuring out some of these bits to make sure it runs on the Apple Silicon. Data pre-processing, depending on the model, we need to add additional pre-processing stuff. Another like confusing part here is we also have to encode an image. Like, so if we look back at how I was doing inference using the Llama3.2-vision model. We're hitting a chat endpoint and sending content and images. Is Llama gonna officially, like, I wonder if anything was done, if there's any special work that this model, when it was prepped for Llama, had to do to be able to support images. I wonder what the Llama3.2-vision model looks like, how it's prepared for Llama. Let's look at that. Llama. Vision. Can you show me the files? GitHub. Llama models GitHub. Models. Doesn't look like there's one specific division. Let's go through 2. There's also this reference to Hugging Face. There's like the model is not actually here. There's just like some glue code, it looks like. So is it pulling, does Llama pull from Hugging Face? I have not agreed to share my contact information to access this model. Or is that a formality? Files. Looking at the model card. Let's back this up. Zoom out. Okay, this looks like the format that we have. A bunch of safe tensor files. Alright, let's put them side by side and just see if there's like any glaring difference in what files. Definitely more files over in Llama3.2 Vision repository on Hugging Face. They have an original folder. What's that? Not sure. Might be Cruft. There's a license, there's a README, there's a use policy. Okay. All bunch of text files for humans. Config JSON. I wonder what the difference in the config JSON looks like. I'm not authorized. I have to ask for access. I would love to ask for access. How? You can list files, but cannot access them. So where's the requests? So it seems to be like a Hugging Face feature to request access. So that definitely suggests to me that we did not pull from Hugging Face to get this model. What's Llama doing? I'm gonna fill this out off screen. All right. It's been submitted, and we're awaiting a review by the repository authors. They must love doing that. I wonder if they use AIs for that, if approved. Sure. Anyways, let's do the file comparison. We're not looking at files. 5, there's a generation config. So, sames. This block of 5 files, same. Model safe tensors index JSON. Oh, I got a spam text. Model safe tensors index JSON. Preprocessor JS. Config JSON. Alright. But we don't have special tokens map and tokenizer JSON. And tokenizer config JSON. Well, I don't know what those are. Tokenizer JSON is no joke as far as a JSON file. It's 9 megabytes large. I mean, it's not gigabytes, but it's not a few. It's a long file for text. All right, we'll just store that in the old brain for later if it matters. Let's put you back here. We don't care that. So I wish there was a README here that kind of explained why everything is here, what it is. What's all this? Talking about evaluations. I thought this would just be about, let's get our inference going. Oh, I am not in an Llama repository. This is not specific to Llama. I thought this was going to be Llama's glue for that, specific to that model. Cool. This is Llama's, some of their helper scripts, I guess, for a model file for that model. Cool, good to know. But going back to Hugging Face, looking at the actually, no, going back to Llama. I don't think I really found any info on what this is when you download it from Llama. There's a README somewhere out there. I could search the web for that. I need that, like a bit of text that's very specific to this README. Let's see if we get any hits on this. What's that? I mean, I'm guessing they're gonna have this on GitHub somewhere. We can search GitHub. What's this? An X account? What is the X account? No idea. All right, we're not. It knows how many polls happened. Almost a billion. Excuse me, million. Oops. Reopen. 915,000 polls. Cool. Model. What happens when I click on this? Some settings for default settings for inference. Temperature of 0.6. What is this template? Is this specific for Llama? I don't see mention of image. But yeah, it's probably the template that they use during inference. We probably need to somehow specify that. Let's jump back to here. All right, without any detours, use a Llama with any GGUF model. Getting started is simple. Enable Llama under your local app settings. In Hugging Face. I'm in my account. Okay, so is this authorizing Llama to use Hugging Face for me? Enable. Let's try their example. On a model page, choose a Llama from use this model dropdown, for example, on this one. Oh. On a model page, choose Llama. It's showing me in this GIF. Okay. And we get this pop-up. And handy. Oh, maybe that enabling of an app was just so it could show this UI, this helpful UI for showing the Llama run command on model pages that have guff. That have the guff to support it. What does guff mean? The snippet would be in the format Llama yada yada. Please note that you can use both HF Co and Hugging Face Co as the domain. Cool, dude. Here are some models you can try. So some models that folks have converted these things to GUF format. Custom quantization. By default, the quantization of 4 scheme is used when it's present inside the model. If not, we default to picking one reasonable quant type present in the repo. To select a different scheme from files in the versions tab on a model page, open GUF view, or on a particular GUF file, choose a llama in the model. Yeah, cool. I mean, great. Like, you know, you can do that. The snippet would be in the following format. Custom chat template and parameters. By default, a template will be selected automatically from a list of commonly used templates. It will be selected based on the built-in tokenizer chat template metadata stored inside the GUF file. Oh. So, connecting dots here. If I look at this Llama3.2-vision, it has a template, which, you know, over here, if we look at the files of this GUF, there's not going to be a template file, right? So inside the GUF file is prepared probably this template file. Based on the built-in tokenizer.chat template. Metadata stored inside a GUF file. If your GUF file doesn't have a built-in template, or if you want to customize the chat template, you can create a new file called template in the repository. The template must be a Go template, not a Ninja. Oh, excuse me, Jinja template. Here's an example. By Go template, do you mean Golang? To know more about that format, look at this docs. Okay, yeah. Backed by Go's built-in templating engine. Oh, is Llama written in Go? Yep. Cool, y'all. You can optionally configure a system prompt by putting in a new file name, blah blah blah. Okay, we'll get there when we get there. We don't have a GUF file yet. So. But we would probably want to copy this Llama 3.2-vision one. Well, unless we can find where... Well, I mean, I don't know. Still don't know where we pull that vision model from when we tell Llama to pull it. No, well, but this is the template file they're using from whatever I pulled. Okay. Optionally use system prompt, blah, blah, blah. Change sampling parameters. Create a file named parens in the repository. The file must be in JSON format. For the list of all available repositories, please refer to this documentation. Ooh. Model file. Oh, this model file thing. This is... specific to Llama, probably. To help describe to Llama how to run the model. A model file is the blueprint to create and share models with Llama. Now I know. those examples that they point us to, do they have some of that? Oh, that model file gets like baked into this GUF format. Where does GUF format come from? I mean, it's a binary format. I guess it can just have... It probably has a way of just like listing files in the... Okay, whatever. In that big binary blob. I'm getting lost. Is this the documentation I was reading? Yes. Too many tabs open now. All right. Yes, we were here. And now we're talking about running private GUFs, which I might have to do when it comes to... I don't know if this is like that issue with like copyright. It sounds like it's unclear. Is it unclear? That if you train on some data, that is like from some other artist, that then the model is then owned by that artist. Seems reasonable. And so if I train on some video games data, images from some video game, I perhaps do not have permission to distribute a model that was trained on that data. So I may make it private, so I'm not distributing it. So yeah, copy your Llama SSH key, add the corresponding key to your Hugging Face account. Oh, okay. So my Llama client has an SSH key that it generated under Llama yada yada. And I can add that to my Hugging Face account. Easy. Alright. So, I think we were missing a step. We essentially have another step to do. This seems... I hope this is the... most straightforward path to get this running on macOS. If I was running this on my back-ordered NVIDIA development kits, I wouldn't have to worry about this Llama stuff, and I would just be like, how do I run a model? And yeah, I mean, using the Unsloth was doing just fine over on a Linux box with an A6000. But hopefully this is rather painless. It's just an extra post-processing step to package things up. Not a big deal. And then we get... And then we have success. Okay, so the question is, oh yeah, so let's write out some to-dos. So I want to, like, before I even package this present up for use on my Mac computer, I should probably make sure that I can run these things on my Mac computer. So first to do is to via Llama run an example. Let's run specifically a phi, if we can, the phi 3 vision example. If there's a guff example out there, run an example. Guff. On my Mac. A vision model, if available. And then look into packaging. Models in guff format. Can do in Onsloth? Package model in guff format and push to new question mark repo on HF. Run newly packaged guff formatted model. On Mac using Llama. Cool. Wow, I can't see if things are too long. I guess we gotta keep that to-do list short, or at least the items on it. So let's pull one. I've got about 12 minutes. Let's see if we can get started on the first to-do. 5 for guff. Let's start there. Let's start with their example and not get fancy, right? So it pointed me towards top of this tutorial. Now that we've read this, enable Llama on your blah blah blah. Then go to something like this. Use this model using Llama. Copy this. Too many tabs open. Too many tabs. Removing some tabs. Okay, now we're focused. We've got this, and we got this, and then this, and this. Okay. And Llama run it. And that's gonna pull that whole thing. What can we do in the meantime? Let's look into our second to do. Oops, don't check that off. Look into packaging model in guff format. Can do with Unsloth. Yeah, I'm gonna look into Unsloth first because I know I can. There's two ways to approach this. I'm thinking. One is just like go back to the machine where this was built, build it with Unsloth parameter, if that's a thing. The other is convert the existing files into, package it into this guff format. Which, can I do it on Mac? Can I not do it on Mac? Packaging seems like it's not going to be like hardware specific. Let's start very basic with GUF model format. Hugging Face supports with built-in features for GUF format. This might be the canonical. Yeah, this person's GGML repository describes the GUF format. Cool. Hugging Face points to that. Should trust Google. Should I? It's a format for storing models for inference with GGML and executors based on GGML. GGUF GUF is a binary format that's designed for fast loading, blah, 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 blah. We read stuff like this. It's a successor file format to GGML, GGMF, GGJT, designed to be unambiguous by containing all the information needed to load a model. These dudes were ambiguous. It is also designed to be extensible so that new information can be added to the models without breaking compatibility. Useful for things like Llama, probably. For more information about the motivation, see historical state of affairs. Not going to get that into that. The specification, naming conventions. Jumping into code. Standardized key value pairs. Alright, this all looks really cool. I want to read this. Putting this on the to-do list. But a lot of this is probably taken into account in whatever packaging utilities there are out there. Let's go zoom back out to Hugging Face, where they're probably going to give us a more high-level take on this. Binary format that optimize, yeah. Yep. As we can see in the graph, unlike tensor-only file formats, like safe tensors, which is also recommended model format out for the hub, GUF encodes both the tensors and a standardized set of metadata. Okay. So, packaging the safe tensor files with metadata. Finding GUF files. You can browse for the tag GUF. Moreover, you can use the GUF myrepo tool to convert/quantize your model weights into GUF weights. There's the tool. Hopefully. For example, you can check out and see the GUF files in action. Viewer for metadata and tensor info. The hub has a viewer for GUF files that lets users check out the metadata and tensors info. See this example. The viewer is available on a model page example. Cool. Metadata. Tensors. A lot of this stuff was like in the is typically in the Llama model file, right? The bloke. Hey, what is this? Oh gosh. All right. Usage with open source tools. This is probably pointing us back to this article we were reading. Cool. It's a circle. Parsing the metadata. Cool. That's the end. All right. So let's check out this tool called Guff My Repo, which I bet you is not the only tool. What? I was expecting that to be a GitHub link to like somewhere here, some utility. But this is a Hugging Face spaces ggml org guff my repo. Some kind of app on Hugging Face that is in the ggml org. Hugging Face has little apps. Spaces. They call them spaces. Cool. So I'm guessing like little utilities. Kind of like GitHub actions. Hey, this loaded. Morning. Whew, fast. Oh, it's the 1 billion instruct. Oh, that's nice. I hope you're starting the day on the right foot. What's on your agenda today? My agenda is to understand Guff format for models and package a pre-trained model in that format for use in Llama. Let's see what it hallucinates. That poor 1 billion parameter model. It didn't even... What's Guff? Generic Unified Language Framework. It's an open source framework developed by Microsoft Research. Is it? I gotta look this up. I mean, it sounds like according to the embeddings on Google, it rhymes with this. Unified Language Model, pre-training for natural language understanding and generation. Yeah, okay. Anyways, good. Whoa, here's an example. Wow, it's super excited to be doing completions. So, Llama run, Hugging Face, this Guff works on my computer. Check off that to do. Okay. And now I'm looking into the packaging. And so to pick up next time, maybe I don't have to spin up any machine. Maybe. Where did it go? Guff my repo. Put this here. Package up model as Guff. and also helpful. Is the about guff on Hugging Face docs. Is this their doc section? Yep. They just have a page on it. I wonder who maintains this. Does the people who work on Guff have anything to do with it? All right. I think I'm gonna stop there, and we will pick back up on our looking into the package file. We are gonna see what happens when we guff my repo. Till next time, I'm RJ Corbin. This is Hacking with RJ. Peace.